Hello, and welcome back to another episode. Today, I will be talking about spirituality, and the topic will be about using your intuition as a GPS system. Many people do not trust their own intuitive capabilities, and this gets people into trouble. So, we'll be trying to take a deep dive into if problems and solutions. So, if you have ever felt stuck at a crossroads, unsure which path to take, then you're not alone. What if the answers you're searching for are already within you? Discover how to unlock your inner wisdom and make decisions with incredible clarity, even when life throws its toughest challenges your way. Imagine making every big decision, not with stress, but with a quiet confidence that feels right. This isn't about guesswork. It's about tapping into a powerful, often overlooked resource, your intuition. So let's learn how to harness our intuition. And let's talk about some of the myths. So for myths, forget everything you think you know about making tough choices. It's not always about endless pros and cons. What if there's a more direct, more powerful way to find clarity and direction? This video will reveal how to trust your gut when it matters most, transforming overwhelming into empowered, insightful decision making. So let me talk about the intuition and the power that it has. A lot of times when I do things in my life, I'm not thinking. What I have found with profound thinking, constant using the mind, you make horrible decisions. And people don't realize that they're making unrealistic decisions based off of the mind. The mind's great at calculating. So if I have 1 plus 1, my mind knows how to calculate out 2. That's great for that. Reading a sign, the mind does a great job. But when it comes to more things that are emotional in life, mind does a horrible job at resolving those type of problems. So when it comes to paying bills, those are math equations. It has a date. It's simple. How to obtain the money may not be so simple to pay the bills. This sometimes is not a brain processing mathematical equation. It is intuitiveness. So when I was in business, a lot of things I had to go with my gut feeling, my intuition on how to get things done. And people with less experience in my type of business would ask me, how do you know when? So I was in computers, and people would ask me, how do you know when to run updates or to update softwares for a customer? And I look at them and I just go, I don't know. I just know. Because I'm using my intuition, my experience. So intuition kind of works in a manner like this. As a child, if you stuck your hand over over a flame and you got burned. As an adult, you don't think about the flame, you know. So now I'm using my intuition. I'm taking in past experiences and I'm relying on my gut and my internal processes to tell me that this is bad. I don't need to sit there and think about if it's bad or not. I already know. So I'm taking in past situations and I'm not calculating it out in my mind. It's just like I already know. And this is where the intuition comes in. People try to think and process through relationships and how to manage money and what life they want. And it doesn't always work out the way you want to when you're doing these things. There's a reason why message boards work when you or dream boards, vision boards. They have different names. Excuse me real quick. But there's a reason why they work. And people call it hogwash, but these techniques have been around for thousands of years. And people want to say they don't exist. But we all use intuition. Knowing when to cross a busy road is intuition. You're not sitting there thinking about, oh, should I go now? Or should I wait? You just know when to go. You don't sit there and think about it. So what I tell people is the first step is when the brain has to overwork trying to figure out pros and cons, that means that your brain is going to lie to you. And it'll lie to you in more than many ways. I can sit down and tell you why to do something, all the right reasons. I can rationalize it and rationalize it and rationalize it, knowing that it's completely wrong. And my gut might be telling me something completely different. Many people are taught to use the mind over their intuition, those feelings within inside of you. Some of the best decisions I make in my life have nothing to do with my mind. It's just because I went with my intuition. I went with the flow of life. I just pay attention to the signs that are in front of me, that are within me. And by going with those signs, I normally will walk out further ahead, better off than if I sit there and keep trying to rationalize something and going with a rational thought. I want everyone to use their intuition. It works great. Knowing the difference of when to use the mind and when to trust the self is a very tricky situation for most people. We haven't been taught enough to trust our instincts, the intuition, the signs that are around us, reading the room, understanding certain things makes all the difference in the world in improving our lives, living a happier life. Knowing when to hug a child and when to turn around and push a child to excel in their life. That's intuition. You don't think about it. Knowing when to tell someone that everything's going to be okay. When to tell someone that they haven't done enough. There's no thought about it. It's intuition. You think about certain things and other things you shouldn't just have to think about. You shouldn't just know. If you don't know, Not have to think about it. Just feel. There's a lot of things that I do. I don't have a clue what I'm doing, but I know I can accomplish it and achieve it because I trust myself. I trust who I am and what I'm capable of. I know once upon a time in my life, when I was in my 20s, I didn't have a clue. I didn't trust myself. I didn't understand life, nothing. And I walk around and I tell people, isn't it a beautiful day being in the bliss? And people look at me like I'm nuts. And I tell everyone I'm delusional. I don't want to see the reality of life. I would much rather stay in my little delusional world, seeing all the beautiful things that are possible. Why? Because of why sit there and get stuck in the rut, in the gut of how horrible life can be and all the work that has to be done and someone's always trying to take advantage and it's a dog-eat-dog world. We could talk about that all day long and it doesn't resolve anything and it doesn't make you feel any better and it doesn't motivate you to get up and try. It doesn't motivate you to try. When we try, things automatically improve. When we see the best in life, things automatically improve. And when we trust ourselves and we free ourselves to feel, to sense, to read the signs, to work with our internal self, amazing things can happen. I sit there and I look and I wonder, how did this person ever become rich? Or this one person be able to run the way that they're running or play basketball or hit a baseball? And you're sitting there going, it's so amazing. But they're trusting themselves. They're using their internal instincts. They're taking training and experience and mixing it all together. A baseball player isn't sitting there going, oh, well, that ball's coming too fast. The baseball player knows when to swing at it, how to swing at it without ever thinking about it. It's called intuition. When intuition is empowered with experience, training, it becomes very powerful. I guarantee you, if you've been doing your job at any time for a while, you're using intuition. You're not thinking about it. If you're raising a kid and after a few years of being a parent, at some point in time, intuition kicks in. You know when to grab your child because the child's getting ready to hurt itself. You know when to turn around and give that child a hug. You may even know when to change the diaper. You don't even have to think about it. You know. Those are all intuition combined with experience. Most people want to overlook their intuition. Most people don't want to trust their own experience. And this is vital. Sometimes the best thing you can do in your life is just slow down. If you slow down and move at a turtle speed instead of trying to run the race as a rabbit, you might actually learn some things, some tricks. You might trust yourself a little bit more. You may not need to use your brain as much. You may win the race with less injuries, less heartaches. You may get there a little bit easier, a little bit smoother, and you'll also get to smell the roses along the way. But if you're so busy running your life like a rabbit, racing, and your heart's always pounding, you don't have time to see anything. You don't have time to feel anything. You don't have time to trust yourself. And I'm not saying there aren't times to run, and I'm not saying there are not times that you definitely need to slow down and move at a very slow pace. More people attempt to run at life than slowing down and just doing the basic steps. Life is so easy to do. It really is. We all think life is so difficult, but it's so simple. You just got to get up in the morning. You just got to try. You got to eat something. You got to go use the restroom. It's simple. You got to have some sleep. And along the way, you got to have a little bit of sex in there. But beyond that, life is simple. One day you're going to grow old. One day you're going to die. You may have kids. You may not. But it's fairly simple. You're going to work. We all have to work at something. And, intuition is going to be there through the whole process. So how I explain intuition and why you know things without ever thinking about it from a gut reaction. So if you slow down so much, you may actually catch a glimpse of your internal process working. What I mean by that is, let's say with this cup here, wherever I go to sit it down at, I've already done it before I've even sat it down. I have expanded out in a dozen or more different ways and positions that I can set that cup down. And the reason behind that is so that I already know how to put the cup down, where to put the cup at. That's my intuition. In other words, it's already calculating it out quicker than my brain is thinking about it and processing that information. I've already internally calculated it out and already pinpointed to the best precision and the best possible outcome of me setting that cup down. Does that mean that there aren't accidents every once in a while? Yes. But you're calculating things out on such a fast rate that you can't even see the calculation being done internally without ever thinking about it. But this is where it requires for you to see it. You've got to shut down the mind, turn it off. If your mind is constantly working, you'll never see it coming. You'll never know that it's coming. Here's a good example. When you go out to eat or you cook for yourself, when you put food in your mouth, you know if it's good or bad. You don't think about it. You just go, oh, this is so good. This is intuition. This is your internal self. Your brain's not thinking about it. Your body knows. Your body knows what it wants to eat. It knows what it shouldn't eat. These aren't thoughts. I want you to try to stop thinking so much. Slow down. Try to use your intuition. And if you need help or have questions about how to use your intuition, leave me messages in the chats. I will reply to you. I reply to everyone. I have no issues with replying. And I have no issues with helping anyone that truly is seeking help and wanting to change things. I hate seeing people sit there running around, chasing their own tail and never accomplishing anything and just falling further and further into a bad situation. It's not healthy. It's not good at the end of the day. Why not try doing something different? Why not try trusting your own internal self? What's so wrong with that? Trusting yourself? I can fill your mind full of garbage. And you can sit there and think about all the garbage I've fed your mind, but it doesn't mean that it's going to turn out right. Intuition, that belongs to you. That's your experiences combined with some calculations that is being done internally by yourself without ever using the mind. It's an amazing thing. Spirituality, God gives us some very interesting tools we haven't even begun tapping into to fully understand. And when you start tapping into some of these tools to understand, the world can become your oyster. The world can become your oyster. My life is good. I have nothing, and I have everything. People don't understand what that means. People will come over to my house and they'll go, "Oh, this is so beat up," and I go, "This is gorgeous." People just don't understand. And I look at them and I go, "This has been in my family's generation for many generations. I bought it from my father to save the family property and help my father out. This is the house that my kids grew up in. My father grew up in. My grandparents were in. Of course, it's beat up, and yet it's beautiful to me." Will not understand that at first glance. So they can't see all the peace and love that's in the house because they don't understand it. It's not their energy. It's my family's energy. And it has memories in it. That's why I call it a home, not a house. The homes have wonderful memories in it. Everyone wants a big, fancy home or a house, but they don't want a place where they create memories filled with laughter and happiness and sadness. That's what makes a home. It's not how beautiful it is. It's not how big it is. It's how much love is in it. How much love you can fit in it. So using your intuition, being able to feel things and understand what you're feeling, it's an amazing place to be. I wish everyone could join me in understanding this. And I know there's a lot of spiritualists out there that will definitely understand what I'm talking about. There are amazing things that happen when you just slow down, stop thinking, just relax, and take the world in. Sometimes you'll catch the magic that's happening all the time, right in front of you. And your greatest magic tricks are happening through spirituality and understanding your intuitiveness and trusting in your intuitiveness. And be amazing. It can cause major outcomes. So the next time that you're at work and people are going outside to take a smoke break, go outside, find a nice quiet spot alone, and just take in deep breaths. Deep, slow breathing through the nose, preferably. just look around and see what's happening. If the wind is blowing, feel the wind so deeply. If it's a beautiful sunny day, take it in. But feel the beauty that's in life. Absorb it. And then go back to work and see how you feel. Go home, do up a journey board, a message board, whatever you want to call the boards. Put all the things that you want in your life on. And every day, look at it for a few minutes. And don't stop looking at it until everything you want is accomplished. When I was a kid, I kept seeing myself in the military, having education, children, and everything. And pretty much everything that I saw as a child, I have ended up with as an adult. And I found that very amazing that as a child, I had already planned out my life. As a child, 7-year-old child. When I look back, I laugh. I planned out my whole entire life as a child that I am living as an adult. That's funny to me. That's quite amazing. And I was pretty accurate at how I would end up. And life is filled with mystery. Life is wild. It's the most amazing thing that could ever happen. There's so much magic here in this life. I think everyone should take the time to slow down, utilize their own intuition, and let the magic work in their life instead of trying to fight it and thinking that they can do better than the magic that happens all around them. You can't do better. You can't beat it. You can try, but when you work with it, amazing things happen. With that said, leave me some comments. I'm truly more than happy to assist you. You have questions around your own intuition, how to utilize it, how to trust it. I'm more than happy to talk to you about it. If you leave a message, I will communicate with you. With that said, you take care today. May you find your own peace and send my love. Bye.